Hi guys, how you doing? Today, I think I've forgotten the date already. It's the 17th of November, 2022. It's Thursday. But when I upload this video, it's going to be the weekend. So this video, we are going to be talking about soul contracts and karma. And I'm going to try my best to explain as simply as I can. Although it's actually not that hard to understand soul contracts. It's so easy. Basically, it's a contract that's signed pre-incarnation. It can also be a contract that's formed in a previous lifetime. Two reasons why I'm doing this. The first one is that now and again the odd comment, I've been doing a lot of work lately looking at high profile figures and explaining a little bit about their soul contracts and the impact that those soul contracts have with the people that they're intermingled with in their own personal lives and the soul contracts that they have with us. And now and again you get the odd comment of someone that struggles to understand the concept of soul contracts. And because next week I'm going to be doing the next series of videos that I'm going to be doing, which hopefully should be filmed around about the end of the week, is going to be looking at the life and times of Jimmy Savile. And it's basically going to be a channeling of Jimmy Savile. And yes, it is safe to channel Jimmy Savile if you know what you're doing. Okay, don't. When you mention that, I can almost feel the people going, oh my God. Nah, it's fine. And when I'm doing the when I'm going to be doing the Jimmy Savile video, I'm going to be talking a lot about soul contracts. So when I'm talking about soul contracts, I kind of want you guys to have already seen this video. If you've not, then I will be pointing people towards this video during those videos, because actually learning about soul contracts is really, really important for your healing journey, for your awakening journey. I remember when I learned about soul contracts, it changed me from victim to survivor within minutes. Actually understanding that everything is pre-contracted, your traumas, your successes, your achievements, your day-to-day life. So Claire, you're saying to me that everything is predestined, so we have no choice. I'll come to that in a bit, because yes, you do have choice. And I remember it just being the most powerful thing I ever learned about. And even learn is the wrong word, because I just found it so simple to grasp. It's a pre-contract. So soul contracts. We have soul contracts with everybody on this planet. We have soul contracts with everyone that's famous, everyone, your leaders, your presidents, your prime ministers, your royal families, your entertainment industry. You have soul contracts with your neighbours, your communities, your parents, your siblings, your lovers, your abusers, your bullies, your trollers, your local community shop owners. You have soul contracts with the people that you bump into in Sainsbury's. You have soul contracts with the people you holiday with. You have soul contracts with the people you argue with. You have soul contracts with the people you hate, you love, you adore, you fantasize about, etc. Everybody. And it's the same for you as well. So soul contracts basically is an agreement between a group of people or two people, but it's a group of people before incarnation. And basically you sit with your souls, right? I'm going to use the word soul tribe, because again, soul tribe has become so narcissistic. My soul tribe, the soul tribe that don't hold you accountable, the soul tribe that don't trigger you. That's not what I mean. I mean the tribe of souls that you come to earth with, that you have this experience with. And we all sit down and we all discuss what we want to learn, what we want to explore, what we want to clear in this lifetime from a karmic perspective as well. Karma, I'll try and cover later. And we all listen to what each other needs to learn. And it could be, for example, that you want to come to Earth and learn what it is to survive divorce. So some soul in that group with you will say, well, I'll tell you what, I'll take on the role as the wife or the husband in that lifetime that gets with you and that leaves you heartbroken. Because in actual fact, let me just look through my notes. In 1613, you did the same to me. So this is where the karmic stuff comes into. In 1613, you did the same to me. So if me and you can get together and do this, we can clear that karma, heal what we needed to heal in that life, all the trauma for both of us, and then you can experience what it is to fall in love with me, for me to betray you, have that affair that you need to experience. And actually, yeah, because in 1817, actually, according to your X-share record, you actually cheated on somebody else and brought, actually, this is working out right for you because you're going to clear a lot of karma within this soul contract. And then once we divorce and split up, you can then learn what it is to become independent, to heal, to recover, and become a stronger, happier, brighter version of yourself. Soul contract done. Those two people come to earth and that starts to play out. And that is with everything. You could have soul contracts. Soul contracts aren't all doom and gloom, by the way. It could be, I want to have a soul contract with someone that comes into my life at a time in my life where I need someone to take me out of myself, to go for some drinks, to go for some laughs, to have some fun with, and that person appears. That is a soul contract. And you may find that they appear for a certain time in your life and then they go either via the pass over to the side, or you maybe fall out, or maybe you just, life just separates you. And so on and so forth. So we have huge, huge, huge soul contracts even before we come to this earth plane. And yes, people put their hand up to choose to become abuse victims, mental abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse, spiritual abuse. Claire, why would somebody, especially sexual abuse, why would somebody choose to come to this earth and choose that? Because they want to experience what it is to survive that, to grow from that, to become a better version of yourself. That's why when we're on our path, when we become the victim, and that's not about becoming the victim of the abuse, this is about the abuse has happened and you become the victim. And everything's difficult and everything's hard and this is happening to me and I can't, no matter what I do, I just can't get out of it and I'm an abuse victim and I've just met somebody else and they've abused me and this just keeps happening to me. And again, it keeps happening to you because it needs to be learned, because actually you came to this planet to learn how to survive and recover from abuse. And also the truth is that only advanced souls are allowed to come to this earth plane and experience sexual abuse, especially the sexual abuse of children. So if you're an abuse survivor and you're actually walking around feeling, I am so disempowered, please know that at soul level you are super duper powerful, because actually spirit, the universe, the world will not allow unadvanced souls to experience that. Can you remember when I did the channeling with Reggie Cray? Reggie Cray basically was a UK gangster in 1950s, 1960s England, lived in the East End of London in UK, and was notorious for gang crime, gun crime, machete crime, you name it. And in the channeling, he talked about his soul contracts and his karmic payback. And he said one of the things that him and a lot of the old style gangsters were doing in future and present incarnations where they were becoming police officers. And we were like, what? So basically in the 1950s, 60s, you were against the law. He was on the wrong side of the law. He hated the law. And now in this incarnation or your next incarnation, you're going to become a police officer. And he actually explained it as to become a police officer or anything in the world, become a nurse, become a social worker of child abuse, become anything. You can only get so much information from a textbook or from a teacher or from a university. Actually, the vast majority of your information and your knowledge for that job comes from your incarnations. So if you think about a police officer, what it takes to be a police officer, to face gun crime, to going to get burglars, to be locked in cells and interview rooms with all kinds of unlikely people and dark people, etc. Where do you think that knowledge and that confidence comes from? Because, like Reg tried to explain to us, that's where you get your knowledge from. So you go into one incarnation, you become the criminal, and you know what it is to be in the criminal underworld. Then you come out of that incarnation, spend some time in heaven, and then go into another one where you become the police officer, where you take all that knowledge and you take all that wisdom that you gathered to take it into police forces for the future. Then you also come to the karmic payback, because Reg was that in that lifetime. He then has to come back to the earth to pay back to society what he took from society in that incarnation, if that makes sense. So for although this sounds quite complex, it actually isn't complex. It's not complex at all. I'm just trying to get my thread back. Let me have some water. That usually distracts me for a while I get my thread back. So move that card box. Are you still with me? Are you getting it? It's not hard. Honestly, it's not hard. I think one of the reasons why this may be a trigger, why people make it out to be something that they cannot understand or grasp, or there's no way a human would do that, is because actually they're comfortable being in victim mode, and that may trigger. But I'm not actually here to fluff things up. I'm not here to just fluff, and because actually that's not what I'm here for. It's not what I'm here for. I'm not here to fluff things. I'm here to try and help people. I'm here for my own experience, and I'm here to try and help and to try and inspire people on their healing path. But what I am seeing more and more is this energy of I can't get it, I can't understand, I don't know what to do, and explain it slowly for me. And actually it's not hard. It's actually, I remember when I heard about soul contracts, within minutes, you may say, well, Claire, you're a shamanic practitioner, so of course you're going to find it easy. It's not about it being easy, it's about actually explaining it, and it actually frees you up from victim mode. So everything in life is a soul contract. So Claire, what happens if, say, you've taken out loads of heavy soul contracts, you get to Earth, and that's it? So there's nothing, so no matter how you behave on Earth, that is going to happen to you. This is where we're going to move on. So you come to Earth, and we come down to the womb and everything, and boom, we're out. And part of the Earth soul contract is actually, you forget it all, it's all wiped, because that's part of the experience as well. That's under the soul contract. And then the journey is to come home to yourself, and we do this during many lifetimes. And so you're on your journey, and you've got lots. So you sit with your tribe, your soul tribe up in heaven, and you make out all those soul contracts. You also make out and devise at the same time lots of different timelines. So we devise lots of low timelines, we devise lots of middle of the road timelines, and we devise lots of higher timelines. And at any point in our incarnation, present form, physical form, we can choose any of these. So out of all of these different lines of the lower choices, the middle of the road, the higher choices, we can jump at any point. So that is why when people say, what if it's the wrong choice? There's actually no wrong choice. Well, there is. Obviously, if I'm going to go out into the street, if I'm going to stab somebody, but what if the person that you stab is actually at soul level weight for that stab? Because actually they need to be stabbed, because that's part of their soul contract. Because in their last incarnation, say they were Peter Sutcliffe, and actually that's something karmically they need to cover and clear. So this isn't actually it's easy to understand, but it's not black and white. And I think so many times people and humans try to make things black and white, and life's not black and white. And you probably had to watch this video and then maybe go back and watch video again, maybe make notes, journal on certain things that come up for you, certain triggers that come up for you. So we've now decided that we're going to do lots of different timelines. So this is why, as a soul, when you start on your healing journey, when you start on your awakening journey, things start to change in your life. And now and again, you may come across some darkness, or you may come across somebody that does something to you, but it starts to change. Compared to somebody that's out there, that's stuck in the matrix, right in the middle, bang smack in the matrix, everything's heavy. Compared to someone that's on their journey, that is starting to gently come out of it and actually start to realise that their thoughts, their actions their words are actually all forms of spells, and that they can take their life to higher timelines. That's not saying that we're all enlightened beings, we're not. I could drive out now and do a bit of road rage. I could get, I don't know, hear something on the news that makes me want to swear. I could get an appointment cancelled and have a paddy. I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is being able to move things more swiftly. Because everything that happens to you, every person that comes into contact with you is here to teach you something. Even the most evilest of people you come into contact with in your experience are here to teach you something. And a lot of the time it's mirror work. So they are reflecting back to you something that needs to be healed within yourself. So wait a minute, Claire, I've come across a paedophile in this lifetime. Are you telling me that I'm a paedophile? I'm telling you that in a past life you may have been. I'm telling you that maybe there is something within you that maybe didn't want to see the darkness within the world. I'm telling you that maybe there is a curse, and this is something else that can happen as well. And I've seen this in client work, where in a past life, you put a curse on somebody. So say in a past life, you were some dark wizard, witch or whatever, and you put a curse on someone that affected their reproductive organs so they couldn't have children. You come back into this incarnation, you get married, you start trying for a baby, you can't have a baby. And you go for your tests, and you find out you're okay, but your partner's not. Another soul contract, another form of karma being cleared. And they can be really tricky conversations to have with people. They can be really tricky conversations to have with clients. It can also happen, and again, I'm just going to go with it. It can also happen, and I've seen this happen in cases of abuse, where in a previous incarnation, somebody again has dabbled in dark magic and they've tied themselves to somebody. And they come back to other incarnations and they're in the present incarnation and they come and they say, Claire, I was abused by a relative. And I go, okay, so let's have a look through those records. And we flick through the records. Did you know that in 1756, you actually did a hex on this person to bind them to you? Because in that lifetime, you loved them and you didn't want to lose them, so you bound them to you. And that all these incarnations that you've had a really difficult time with each other. And now it's accumulated in the fact that this person has become your abuser. And that may trigger you, but please do sit with it, because I have seen examples of this. And where we are now as an earth, we have so much karma and so much nasty energetic debris that we have done to ourselves, that we have done to each other, that we have done to the world. And that is why right now the world is so heavy. We're seeing neglect, we're seeing abuse, we're seeing murder, we're seeing torture, we're seeing all the governmental stuff, etc. Because, I mean, let me hold that in my head, hold that thought in my head, because I'm going to share that in a minute. Because there is so much that we need to cover and clear and learn. One of the things that came to me last night when I was thinking about this video was something that came to me a few weeks ago about the elite of the world right now. And it was a day when I was really struggling with a lot of the stuff that's going on out there. And I called my guides and they said, Claire, do you know something? Do you guys that are on the earthly plane right now understand why you're experiencing what you're experiencing? And I was like, I don't know, what do you mean? And they said, what if you, me, you, all of us, the normal people on the planet, were the elite from the previous generations that did all the stuff? I'm not saying to be elite you have to be a prime minister or a president or a king. I'm talking about being somebody of power, of privilege and power. And now you all are now having to go through this experience. And that's why so many of us are getting triggered by what we're seeing with that. Because we have done it in previous incarnations. And I was like, oh my God. And actually, when I actually saw that and accepted it and said, yeah, I understand, I actually aren't bothered now. I'm not actually bothered about any of them. And I don't get triggered. I don't find myself hating them. I actually find myself wanting to find out more about them, wanting to understand them from a soul perspective. And it's just changed. It's gone. I understand now, yeah. And actually I've told you in previous incarnations that I've been part of certain groups and certain, we all have. We've all been in certain groups, done certain things. We've all done dark magic, light magic. We've all been the abuser and the abused. We've all been the perpetrator and the not the perpetrator. We've all been the dark and the light, the devil and the God, the saint and the, we've done it and experienced it all. So understanding your experience from a point of sovereignty, from empowerment, that you're not actually a victim, that you chose this time to be incarnated. You chose this role. You even choose your meat suit. You even choose if you're fat, you're slim, if you're black, you're white, you're Asian, you're Chinese. You choose your hair colour. You choose your eye colour. You choose your hands. You choose it all. So when we come to Earth and we're like, why am I fat? Why is my bum big? Why is this? Why is that? Why have I got even spots? And why have I got... Because we chose that experience, and we lose so much time hating on ourselves and not understanding why we're who we are. And now sitting with, right, I'm going to sit with, why did I choose to be curvy in this lifetime? Okay, I get that. Why did I choose to have spots? Why did I choose to have this? Why did I choose to have that? Why did I choose not to have children? This is another thing as well, and it's a video that I'm gearing up to do, but I know that if I do it, I'm going to have to wear an helmet because people will flip when I start with this one. There are so many of us that put our hand up pre-incarnation and chose not to have children because the earth is overpopulated. The earth at the minute is overpopulated. And also with the way the earth is, and she's going to be like this for the next 100 plus years, going through erratic weathers because she's having to cleanse to turn herself round from being one of the lowest vibrating planets to being one of the highest vibrating planets, and jobs and homes and money issues. A lot of us said, you know what, we won't do the children thing because it's going to be too much from Mother Earth, and it is too much from Mother Earth. But lo and behold, we come to the earth and everybody starts having IVF. Everybody starts having a breakdown because they can't have children. Everybody, and it's like, why are you having IVF? Why are you not even adopting? Because you could actually, I'm not going to give birth to a baby, but I'd still like to experience being a parent, someone to adopt. Why are we not adopting? Why are we? Because again, we come down into the earthly plane and we become victims. We become victim. I'm a victim. I'm a victim. I'm a victim. And we put all that energy out there, and then we put ourselves down such a torturous experience of IVF. It's off the scale torturous, mentally, physically, and then we tie ourselves in knots. But again, guess what? That's also a soul contract, because maybe that person's journey down that route is to actually make peace with the fact that actually they're not going to have children, and no matter how much pressure they put their body under, put their soul under, put their mental health under, it's not going to happen. And being at peace with that. If you can learn about your soul contracts and make peace with who you are, make peace with the traumas, make peace with the abuse, make peace with the physical things, and it changes the game overnight. It really does. When I looked at the soul contracts between me and the person that raped me, in this lifetime, it was like, oh my God. And it just, like that, instant, victim finished. Victim finished. There was no more sending hatred or thinking bad thoughts or being angry, or there was no more victim. There was no more alchemy like that. But it doesn't just happen like that, Claire. It does if you want it to. It does if you want it to. If you want to stay stuck in victim, you will stay stuck in victim mode. And guess what? That can also be a soul contract. You want to come to the earth plane and you want to experience what it is to be a victim. But then at some point on that journey, you will be forced to look, and you will be forced to empower yourself. Because again, as a species, that's where we're going to empowerment and sovereignty. And learning not to point the finger, because every time we point the finger, she's bitchy, she's that, he's that, you're just attacking yourself. Because remember, everything that you get triggered by is a reflection of your trauma within you on some level. And when you learn that, and when you accept that, and when you embrace that, it changes the game. So soul contracts. Pre-agreed. We pre-agree all pre-incarnation. We pre-agree many things, some of which actually don't happen because we may choose different timelines. But everything that happens to us is for lessons, for learning, for growth, okay? The good, the bad, the ugly, and the evil. So, the other aspect of soul contracts. So in 1875, right, you said to the love of your life in 1875, no matter what you do, I'll stand by you and I'll always fight your corner. Okay, fair enough. So in 1999, that person is your child, and that person's just been accused of being an abuser. And you find yourself covering up for them. You find yourself sticking up for them. Have we met these people that with the people in their life stick up for the abuser, and they will fight tooth and nail to stick up for the abuser, or the person that will stay with the abuser? Again, watch what you say to people. I will stick up for you now. And say you're on the battlefield and you know, you're two warriors and it's you and them against the world and you're like, we're going to do this. I will stand by you no matter what. And you step your knife into the soil. You have just tied yourself in knots, which again is why we need to be careful with what we say, because words are spells. So another one is 1616, you two are sat there and you say to somebody, I'm going to love you forever. I'm never going to let you go. We're going to be together forever. 1986, you're back and he becomes your stalker. Oh, sorry, you become your stalker. You become his stalker. Or he becomes your stalker, but you've got an issue, you can't let each other go. Or you want to get away from this person and actually you can't because he's terrorising you or she's terrorising you. I'll never let you go. I'll always love you. And that's what happens. And that's what we have to clear in shamanic healing. So those are the soul contracts that we have to clear. And we have to go into the Akashic records to clear that. All this stuff comes up when we're cutting cords as well in shamanic healing. So somebody will say, Claire, can you cut the cord between me and my husband? And we have to then look to make sure the lessons have been learned. If they've not, we will not cut the cord. Because what happens is it can reattach, or it can reattach with somebody else. So somebody else that you set a contract in comes in until you've learned that lesson. It is actually complex if you let it be complex, but it's actually also quite simple. So now we've understood the two main type of soul contracts that are out there. Even soul contracts with the world, this world is shit. As if by magic. How many people are out there going, this world is shit? As I'm saying this, I'm getting it cleared, by the way. Oh, imagine Anne Boleyn, right? And I'm going to explain how this has an effect. I'm going to trigger some more people with this. Imagine Anne Boleyn as she found out that between her and Henry it was finished, that the royal court had turned against her. Because I was shown this morning when I was getting ready for this video, that imagine Anne Boleyn sat there and she sits there very innocently and goes, I'll get you all back. One day I'll have my day with the monarchy. What was it? 2017, 2018, 2019? Anne Boleyn comes back as Meghan. And she has her day with the monarchy. Be careful what you say. Be careful what you wish for. Be careful how you speak about yourself as well. Because a soul contract, I'm fat and I'm ugly. That's what you do. I can't find anyone that loves me. You won't do. Everyone that I meet abuses me. They will do, honestly. And these are, again, soul contracts. So the soul contracts that we make over at the other side before we come, the soul contracts that we can make in past lives as well. And there's also good soul contracts you can make in past lives. It's vast. It is vast, but it is quite simple. There's also soul contracts you have with yourself. Again, it come back to the not being able to have children. I'm infertile. No, you're not. Again, society, the matrix doesn't teach you that there's so many ways to be fertile. Every day is a chance to be fertile. Preparing a meal, loving yourself, rebirthing yourself every day, rebirthing yourself every year, rebirthing yourself every month. Rebirthing you, being you, cooking a meal, crafting, working, being in society, vlogging, blogging, working, going out, gym, everything. Everything is a form of birthing creative ideas. So again, I'm infertile. No, you're not. And this is so important about how we talk about ourselves, because we're devising soul contracts for ourselves all the time. So karma. Karma is a word that has been so abused and misused. It's untrue, and I'd love to change the word karma, because now if you say to someone, this is something karmically clearing, because karma has been used by people that are very attacky, angry people that like to say karma's a bitch, or you'll get your karma, or karma's going to get humanity. If you're talking like that, that's so 3D. And what you don't realise is, as you point the karma out, the energetic finger is pointing the karma back in to you. So what is karma? Karma is the clearing of past ills. And again, because as humans in previous incarnations, we've done all kinds of crazy, batshit crazy stuff, and now we need to clear it. Some people have done some crazy stuff and dark stuff, some people not so. So that's why we go through the karmic clearance as well in this lifetime. And another thing as well, to take it to another level, is, say if you've got a soul that's done a lot of stuff, and they need to clear a lot of karma. I mean, this is most souls actually, to be honest. You can have numerous incarnations at the same time, because actually, if the karma is so heavy, one person may not be able to take it. So that's another reason why we have numerous incarnations going on at the same time. So right now, there could be 5 other bodies out there with your soul in it, clearing different things for you, because one person couldn't do it themselves. So karma is something you want to learn about yourself. It's something you want to heal about yourself. Maybe you were a slave owner in a past life and you neglected your workers, your slaves, you were abusive and they went ill. So maybe in this lifetime you want to experience illness to be able to clear that. Karma can trigger people when you start saying that. I'm punished, I'm ill because I'm punished. No. Again, be careful how you say it. Be careful how you embrace that. You're not getting punished. You're learning, you're exploring, you're deep diving into your consciousness. So there's no punishment in karma. Karma isn't punishment. The dipsticks in the world use karma as punishment. The people that just want to point the finger and moan and whinge use karma as darkness. But actually, karma is actually the path back to sovereignty. And karma isn't a bitch. I'm hearing that karma is not a bitch, because karma is actually helping to empower us to clear our stuff. There was something else I wanted to talk about with karma and I've lost it. The karma of the planet, the karma of humanity, the karma of your community. Your family will have karma as well. Your workplace will have karma. Your street will have karma. The world has karma. Different countries have karma. Different cities have karma. Karma is the clearing of the past. And karma is the understanding of the past. And sometimes with karma, we choose as souls to go through certain things to understand it at a deeper level. You know, say 2 people are sat there and they both want to learn about a terminal illness. So one goes and reads about the terminal illness in the book and the other one gets the terminal illness. Who do you think at the end of the day is going to know more about the terminal illness? The person that's read the book or the person that's experienced it? It's going to be the person that's experienced it. And again, karmically, you may say, actually, I want to experience that because in my next life, I want to be a nurse. I want to help people and inspire people. One of the reasons why I chose to be an abuse victim was to be able to help people. So many of my clients have walked a similar path to me. It's untrue. So is this making sense? Am I making sense? I'm trying my best to keep it as untriggering as possible and as simple as possible. But again, triggering, we need to be comfortable with being triggered. So many people are getting so triggered at the minute, it's untrue. So there's a reason why I chose this deck to pull as a card to wrap this up. Earth Warriors. Look at these people that are each working through their karma diligently, their soul contracts diligently. That's what I wanted to say. So we're Earth Warriors. There will come a time as we get more and more nearer and embody New Earth more and more strongly that we will change the reason why we're here. which is why, again, time is going quite quick at the minute, because time is being upped to help us clear our karma quicker and faster and our soul contracts. There will come a time that we will be karma cleared and the soul contracts that we have will be much more lighter and brighter. And this is happening all the time, alchemy-wise. So yes, we're not going to continuously come and see all the darkness. We're going to get lighter and lighter and lighter. And also as well, karma and soul contracts can be a form of people punishing themselves, where they just don't think they're worthy, so they pick bad lives. And there's all different variations of this. People do pick doom and gloom because actually they think that's what they're worth of, that's what they're worthy of. And yeah, so as a species, we will start to eventually, we're already turning round. And I mean, the timelines for Earth were horrific. And they've been turned round already. So yeah, we're on point. And the timelines for ourselves were quite horrific. I'm actually hearing now that the pandemic that we had could have got horrific. There were a lot of dark timelines that were in place for that pandemic for various different ways. And actually, because we lifted ourselves up in the ways that we did and we cleared our stuff, and we're doing it all the time, we actually cleared a lot of those dark timelines. So healing, accountability, dealing with your triggers is vital. What does that say? Sweet paradox of empowering grace. Sweet paradox of empowering grace. She's embodying all that she chose. She's at peace with it. It's empowering her. She is no longer the victim. When the guys chose his deck this morning, I was like, really? For karma and soul contracts? They were like, yes, Claire. Guess what the card on the bottom of the deck is? Power, awakening. Power, awakening. Power, awakening. Sweet paradox of empowering grace. Power, awakening. So when you start to discover your soul contracts, your triggers and your karmic clearance, how you approach that says how you're going to get through it. And it also says where you are on your path. If you go into doom and gloom, I can't understand this, I can't get it, I'm a victim, no, I did not choose this abuse, I did not choose, then you will stay anchored. You will stay a victim. If you take what I've just said and you try to take yourself and understand it at a deeper, higher level, you will turn yourself around instantly. I'm not saying it's going to be magical, life will become perfect, but you'll be able to get through life quicker. I advise you to go from this session, I advise you to read books. I get so many emails, Claire, what about this? Claire, what about this? Read books. Go on courses. Watch videos. Sit with your guides. Meditate. Honestly, the vast amount of books out there. I can't afford books. Yes, you can. Join libraries. There's so many books out there. There are so many people out there that are writing about this, talking about this. I'm hearing Dolores Cannon, and a lot of it you can just pick up on your phone anyway. You can download books on your tablet. In some cases, some of these books can be free as well. Or you can actually, I think with Kindle, you can get like Kindle Unlimited, and you can get so many textbooks. And honestly, again, abundance mindset is so important. I advise you to learn as much as you can about this subject. I advise you to do the work, to do the releasing, to just sit with it, journal it, meditate with it. Think about your own lives going forward. Think about all the traumas that you've gone through. I mean, another way is just closing your eyes and saying, what are you teaching me? What was it meant to teach me? What was I meant to learn from that? How can I be a better person going forward? Simple. You may just get words, you may get pictures, you may get colours, you may just get feelings, okay? If you want a shamanic healing session with me, my details are always below in the website. So if you go below, there's my website, there's my social media. If you still struggle to find my website, even though it is below in the description, the comments, drop me an email, or even write the comments and I'll write my email beneath it and I'll send you the link. Honestly, empower, 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 empower awakening, healing, 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 healing. Sweet paradox of empowering grace. That's the difference between a victim and a survivor. I think I've covered it all. Karma. So let's run. Karma is something that we come to clear, something that we may have caused in past lives, something that may have been done to us in past lives that we're trying to unravel. There are also teachings that we want to explore deeper. Karmic clearing, karmic clearing in bloodlines, in family lines, karmic clearing in society. So it's all happening right now. Honestly. Right, thanks for watching. Please do like, comment and subscribe to my channel for more content. Get yourself ready for Jimmy next week. And again, when you come to watch that, open mind, open heart, no victims. If people come to that video as a victim, there's going to be trouble, not for me, but for the person, because you'll struggle with it. And the thing is, with all these things that are coming up on this world right now, to go into them as a victim, or that something's happening to you, honestly, it's finished. It's finished. Okay? So, thanks for watching. See you later. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.